Hey friends, so today we are outside and we're going to be potting up this giant blueberry. I say giant, it's really like lanky though, and it's a lot taller than the blueberry plant I already have. So I got this from the garden nursery only a couple of days ago. In the poor wind, it's been windy here, has knocked it down. I paid $26 and it's the Biloxi variety. I'll have a text on the screen. Also here you can see the pot I'm about to pot it in. It is an old pot. I got it from my parents. They had it for many years with their plants. So there is cracks and damage to it, but it's gonna be fine for this. At least it'll be fine for the next few years until I will get something new for it. But for now, let's go put it up. Alright, so this is the pot that I'm going to be using, and it is cracked right here. But I mean, it's a thick plastic, and it should be okay. I think it'll be fine for the next few years at least. Poor thing's already being blown over by the wind. Alrighty, so I ended up having to do a voiceover for the majority of this video. I will be talking in real time in the video a couple of times throughout this, but otherwise it is mainly a voiceover, unfortunately, because the wind noise was just too strong and it's just too annoying to hear back. So this is an acidic soil mix, but I quickly want to mention before talking about the soil is in the first clips of this video of the introduction, it looked like I had a black eye. That is purely just the shadowing. I'm okay, I do not have a black eye. I didn't notice it looked like that at time of filming. It's only now that I'm editing and I was like, oh, that does not look good. But regardless from that, I'm fine, I'm okay. When you see me a bit closer, you can see that I'm perfectly fine. It was purely just the shadowing. But with this acidic soil mix, this mix is perfect for roses. Blueberries and roses love acidic soil, so generally if you're using a potting mix, there's not one specifically made for blueberries, but there are potting mixes specifically made for roses, and blueberries thrive in that same soil. So here I am. I brought 3 big bags of this potting mix. I just assumed that's how much was going to fill up in my large pot. I only needed to use 2, which is fantastic because I do have another blueberry plant that I got last season, which should have also been planted up, repotted last season, not a whole 12 months later. But we'll see that in just a little bit. Here I'm just tying up this blueberry because it is such a lanky plant. I mean, I'm happy with the size of it, but it's quite lanky, it's very floppy. As you can see, it's quite windy, so I decided to stake it up. I just used this plastic stake I had laying around. I brought it last year, never ended up using it, so perfect. We're using it now for the blueberries. I'm tying it up with butcher's twine. That's what I use. It's a natural twine, no colouring or anything like that. And I don't do it too tight. I make sure there's enough room. So as the plant grows, it's obviously going to grow taller. Hopefully these stems are going to thicken up and harden up a little bit. I want to make sure it has some room to do so. So you definitely do not want it tied up too tight if you need to tie up your plants. And here I've just added a wooden stake. I just pulled this from a ground that had, I think it was like a tomato, or I'm pretty sure I had one of the tomato plants that I was just about to pull up anyhow from the spring summer season. So I just took it out of there and put it in for here. And mulching, I'm obsessed with this hay of mulch, or this barrel of mulch. I believe it's pea straw. I do show you exactly the mulch that I use a little bit later when we get back into the new garden space. That's fun, exciting to do the mulching. Now, I didn't realize how heavy this was going to be, which makes sense. There's 2 bags of soil. Luckily, I could drag it. I was a little bit nervous for when it came to this rock area. This is like where I keep all my potted plants, and we do have plans to expand this area, so that's going to be fun. But it just glide over the rocks easily, so that was very good. Not that hard to push and pull and things, but to actually lift, I could not lift and carry this, which, like I said, it definitely does make sense. So I'm just trying to leveling it out a little bit. It was a little bit messy in this area. I do need to do a big deep cleanup, but that's for a different day. So wooded it in very well. This is the blueberry plant that I got last year, and as you can see, she ain't looking too pretty. Now, I do know blueberries generally die back at the end of the season. I do think this is what's happening here. I'm looking at the branches. I'm like,
the branches aren't dead, it's just these leaves, and the colouring of the branches is like, is it maybe just dying? Like, I know there's some life left, but I'm not too sure. This is this close-up of the soil mix as well that I used, but now I only have one spare bag because I thought the big pot was going to take 3. I was going to go straight away and get just one singular bag to put it up, but then I decided, you know what, we're going to leave that for a different day, and that can just go back to where it was. But I'm definitely excited to get it in the same pot as that is in, but because I decided to do it differently, I'm picking up the hose and just picking up as I go. This is dragon fruit as well. We got that together. I'll leave that video down below. It's a little bit sunburnt, but otherwise it's growing really, really good. So I'm just packing up just a little bit, and then we're going inside, and that's it for today.
Hey friends, it has been probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks since we last planted out that blueberry. I have not got one more bag of soil needed for the other blueberry. I don't know if I've killed it or not, to be honest. So I'm just gonna wait it out a little longer. And also my gears have completely changed. I thought I was going to get so much and collect that acidic soil for blueberries. And then, did I say strawberries before? I meant blueberries. We're talking about blueberries, not strawberries. And I was going to get blueberry plants probably each week or fortnight to fit into our budget until I think I want 6. I have 6 of the same pots. That was my plan. But we changed. We're smashing out what used to be, well, what we attempted our grass area. We got raised beds. I've got cardboard. I've ripped out all these weeds. I'll insert some pictures of before, which is bad, and what it was kind of looking like after the first day. We'll go out there now and I'll show you what it's looking like now. I just spent $180 on more soil. I'll show you the soil and all that stuff when we get outside. But I'm so excited to plant seeds. So I got some seeds here which we're going to direct sow, and Nick is also going to, so I'm hoping this will probably be about half, maybe not even quite half of one of those beds. And Nick's going to do like a little onion chaos section he wants to experiment with, so that's going to be fun as well. So we'll go through these seeds and then we'll go out and plant them. So don't mind like the couch, we've just been snuggling and being so cozy. But I've pulled out my seed containers. These are, I believe, supposed to be like photo albums from Kmart is what they're labeled as. I personally would prefer if they're all clear. You can get all clear ones on Amazon, but Kmart, at least my local Kmart, stocks them like the color coordinated. So I got 2 of them. I just dumped out these seeds that was in one, which these seeds we will be growing. But I think I'm going to start these ones as starts. There's a lot of seeds we will start as starts, and we're going to do soil blocking. That's going to be in a different day though. But today I just mainly wanted to get some seed direct sown. So I got them in here and I got them in order that I want to direct sow them in. So then I can just pick up the top, make a row, and then this one will be the next, and then so on and so forth. So we're starting with spinach. It's so annoying I open this upside down. But baby leaf spinach, this is my 3rd year gardening, by the way. This will be my 3rd year planting this. I've always direct sown this, and the germination rate is phenomenal. So yeah, we're just going to be direct sowing probably like 6 row. Oh, I don't know. I'll probably plant, this packet's already open. I'll probably plant the rest of these seeds, see how many rows we get. Beforehand, actually, I do have stock as a seedling, and I do have a coriander already as a seedling, which I'll just chuck in the corner. So then spinach, and because spinach likes part sun, and it's going to be currently in a full sun position, I thought behind it we'll do some leek, and hopefully when these grow it will cast a shadow as well. That's kind of how my beds are laid out. I'll explain it more when we get out there, but whatever is going to be on the other side of the spinach is going to cast a shadow over it for a big part of the day. So I thought something tall like the leeks, and these ones, it takes 12 to 20 weeks for maturity, so hopefully they grow quick enough to be tall to cast a shadow for the spinach. So we got these leeks, we grew these last year. I done these pretty late last year, so hopefully I have better success. I mean, they still work, they just didn't get thick. And so I'll do a row of that, or a row or two, we'll see how we go. And I got this elephant leek, so I thought we'll try that as well. And then with lettuce, so then this way this isn't going to cast too much shadows on the leeks. We got a few different lettuces to try. So we got baby combo, this is like a loose leaf lettuce. And then as a full lettuce, we got butter crunch. And then another loose leaf lettuce. And this is like a bondi seeds. I've never ordered from this. This was a gift from Nick. He done a big order. I mean, he done 2 different seed orders. I think one was from here, one was from the seed collection. So we got some oriental lettuce. I think that's like another loose. And then we'll be planting lettuce mini butterhead. That's another full lettuce. So it'll be kind of cute and it'll just be fun to experiment different lettuces. And again, lettuce prefers, well, these lettuces at least, they say full sun, but I feel like a lot of them, like part sun will be fine. And to add some color and to create some shade for the lettuce, I thought we'll do some calendula. So that's going to be really fun to do. And that one wants full sun. So on the opposite side of that, we'll have the pak choi, and that shouldn't grow too big to cast too much of a shadow for the calendula. So I think we'll be fine with having this behind it. So this is going to be really, really fun to do. And then, again, this doesn't really need shade, but just to chuck things in because I have them, is a radish. So we got confetti mix. We have French breakfast. And we have radish watermelon. This is going to be so fun. I'm just organizing, flipping the seeds back around so then when I get out there, I don't have to think about what goes where. I'll just take from the top, make the row and work my way back like that. But with radish, all I've tried is the confetti mix. I've never had a store-bought radish before. I've only ever had my homegrown radish. And in the first 2 years of my gardening, I had done the confetti mix and the breakfast, the French breakfast, and I don't like it. I thought I would like it because I love pepper, and people say radish is peppery. To me, radish, more so those 2 varieties, it just tastes like dirt. I don't know exactly what to even cook it with or how to cook it. So I wanted to give it another try, but I thought if not, I don't know, it'll be kind of, I don't know, like I don't want it to go to waste. Actually, no, I do know someone in my family does like radish, which is Nick's granddad. So if I just really don't like it, I guess, oh no, I think Nick's sister likes it too. So I'm not sure about people in my family though, but otherwise I think it'll be kind of fun to have like a little bundle and see even if I can sell it. See if I can produce things to sell. I mean, it's just radish. It might not even be a point. But I do want to get into flowers and have a mini flower farm section. And bouquets. This is my second bouquet. I need to add some more, change the water and add some more water in. And I mean, this was my second one. She's looking a little like that kind of lily is not good. I got more flowers too. There's so much has happened. We have to go for flowers. But this is my second bouquet. So it's got the white gerbera, I got dahlia. I just bought these as plants. I got cosmo, the calla lily. So yeah, just like a little mason jar. I got another one as well. So that's my second. I'll insert a picture. So that was my second. I'll insert a picture of my first one. That first one was just purely dahlias, 2 different types, and cosmo. But that is fun, and I think doing like a little flower stand and just all those things I really want to do, and just to see if I can make money and make this more of an income investment, because this is a lot of money in soil, the landscaping and things like that, and it's not even my property. We are renting, but the landlord is my parents, so it's okay. Like I'm fine to do it up because I know it's gonna look a lot better than just weeds. And we probably will stay here for, I would say, the next 5 years until hopefully that's the goal for us to buy our own house and our own property. So I get to experiment on this property, this land, see what works, see what doesn't work. I've already learnt the edging that we've done. That was pretty expensive and the quality is just not it. So I thought that would be the best scenario. Luckily, it was my parents' money. Sorry, Dad, if you're watching this. I mean, it worked. And at the end of the day, it's rental and by the eye for resale, because that's what we have to think of, because that's what this property is for, is obviously for my parents to rent and then resell. And they've renovated it and all that stuff. So yeah, it's just like a learning thing, which is fine. But I don't know. I just think, I don't even know where I was going with this conversation, to be honest. Oh, that's what I'm saying. With the soil and things that I'm buying, like I just said, I just spent $180. Yes, it was to fill a raised garden bed. The raised garden beds are $85, which I requested Nick to buy me some for my birthday, and I brought some because I couldn't afford all the ones that I wanted. But although that's our own personal money, it's my hobby, it's something I want to do. I'm not going to be taking that with me when we do move from this property. And I'm going to keep adding to it and keep nurturing this soil over the years. And I'm not taking it. Like it's going to stay on this property. So like I said, if I was renting from a stranger, I probably wouldn't do this. This is just a pro about renting from my parents, is I get to experiment and I don't care about the cost because I get to reap the rewards for putting it in, if you know what I mean. So yeah, anyway, that's a bit of a chat like that. So I wouldn't mind trying to find a way to get some money back, because like really the investment is just pure enjoyment. And I mean, after, hopefully if I can start growing things for a year's worth, that's definitely, the investment is worth it. But I don't know, it'll just be fun just to see if I can grow things and to see if I get sales and if I can sell things and get things like that. So, but more so flowers. I just think a radish might be kind of cute. And it's something different as well for the community. But anyhow, that's a long ramble like that. Let's go out into the garden and get these planted.
Alright, so with this potting mix soil, I'm again using potting mix for my raised beds. It's just what's local in my area and what's easy for me to access. This soil is probably the best smelling potting mix that I have smelt in my 3 years of gardening. And if you've been following from the start, we keep switching up our ideas and our areas and things, and we've made a pallet wood garden bed, and which was absolutely perfect. But then in the winter it had no sun, so we could only use it for 6 months of the year. That wasn't ideal. That's what is now a potted area. And yeah, so we've made some changes here and there. So it also involves in constantly buying more soil. But this, I'm kind of like shooting myself. I don't have a picture of this packaging, and I don't know the actual name. All I know is that it is South Australian local. It's from Aldinga, and the smell smells so good of just soil and manure and everything like that. All the gross smells, but in soil, that's what you want, and it just makes me so happy and excited with the soil. So unfortunately I can't show you exactly what the soil is, but we pretty much sold out the soil. It took, how many now? I think it took 8 bags to fill up these raised beds, and you'll see these raised beds are not completely full, but they're full enough. They would do, and each year we'll top up with compost and whatever else. Well, not each year, each season, sorry. So today I'm not showing you or sharing with you what soil this is because I purely just don't remember, but in future I know we will be getting some more, because I did sell them out at Mitre 10. That's where I got it from, and I inquired if they're going to get more, and it was such a popular product. They're happy with the product, and they said they're definitely going to keep supplying it. And I think as well the fact that it's South Australian local is a really cool point too. So this is the stock seedling. My mum took me shopping for my birthday shopping to our local garden nursery, and this is one of the seedlings that I picked up, which is stock, which is flowers. I've never really dabbled into flowers. Last season we done cosmos together, and I did try some other flowers, but unfortunately I think cosmos was the only thing that I was successful with. Oh, and my daisies. We did get daisies last year and they grew fantastic, but besides from that I didn't really dabble in flowers. I didn't really care for the flowers. I just wanted a few here and here to attract bees, So yeah, didn't really care for flowers. I don't know what, but the last few months I have seen like flower talk on TikTok, and I'm just getting really, really so interested in flowers, and I'm just loving it. I've never been a flower girl in wanting bouquets, but I'm loving them. I've been making my own bouquets, and they have been fantastic. You would have seen pictures and my bouquet that I had on the table at the time of filming the last part before we came out in the garden together. And yeah, it was absolutely fantastic with making the two bouquets that I have done, and I'm just so excited for flowers and to make bouquets. Anyway, so I picked up some stock seedlings. The punnet, it was 6 cells, but as you saw, some of them had more than one plant. The roots were pretty dry and pretty tangled, so I just dabbed them into water and loosely pulled them apart, and in the end we got 9 lots of, well, like 9 individual seedlings for the stock instead of 6, so that is fantastic. I also planted the coriander off to the side, and then next to that I planted the baby spinach, and now I'm just doing trenches of the lettuce. Now I will keep update with you guys whether this stuff grows or not. From filming this to now, it's been 6 days, and so far I haven't had anything sprout. And as you can see, this is very, very, very fine seeds. All of these lettuces are very fine. I think I buried them maybe not necessarily too deep, but I did top it up with soil. It might still be too deep regardless. The spinach leaves, the baby spinach seeds, I'm fine with, I'm confident with. Also, this is how I'm just sticking them in the ground so they wouldn't fly away. They just stick in the ground, and I never done that before, and it worked out great. So yeah, the spinach, I am confident that they will grow. I've never had an issue with growing spinach, and that was one of the very first vegetables or seeds I planted and grew successfully, and this is now my 3rd season doing spinach, so that I'm fine with. It's just the lettuce is such a fine seed. I do think I might have buried it too deep, and also having mulch on top might be too much. I kind of wish I waited till they started to sprout and then mulched over the seed area, but we'll just see how it grows, and if worst comes to worst, I can just start some seeds indoor and then plant them out as seedlings. So I didn't end up planting all the seeds. As you saw, there was no bok choy or there was no leeks. This bed ended up taking up more space than I originally thought, and I wanted to leave some for Nick to experiment in his compost. This is it's a sugarcane mulch, not, what did I say before? Pea straw? I'm not sure what I said before now, but yeah, sugarcane mulch. This one barrel has lasted me since last year, and we're about just under halfway through, so it is fantastic how compacted these mulch is. Anyway, so as you will see, I'm just now going along mulching around the stock, the coriander, and over the top row on the seeds. When doing this, I was hesitant. I was like, one of the key points for mulching is to suppress the weeds. So in my mind, I'm like, why would I plant a seed to grow and then put something that's supposed to suppress things from growing on top? That doesn't make sense, but I've just seen a lot online, people planting seeds and putting mulch on top. But then I also see a lot online, people not putting the mulch on top. So I didn't really know what to do, and I didn't want this soil to dry out, so I just put some mulch on. I try to do it loosely, but again, when you water things in anyway, it kind of compacts down. And it's only been 6 days from now filming this to now the voiceover, so like I said, we'll just find out together whether things grow or not. And like I said, if not, no big deal. We will start some seeds from starts, soil blocking and some cell trays, and then we can just pop in some starts. So there is the finished product for today of the gardening that we got done. So we got our stock seedlings. It's just, I'm so excited for them, especially those teeny tiny ones. They are all doing fantastic. The coriander is doing fantastic, and yeah, like I said, the rest of this space is with the seeds, and this dirt part is where I left for Nick to do his chaos garden. I got one more garden bed that's for something fun we'll do together, and then this is just kind of looking over of how much more cardboard I gotta go. My plan is to hopefully fit 5, maybe 6 of these beds in that space and some grow bags. And now just taking a step back, this is my cayenne chili couple of capsicum plants and basil plants that's still going strong from the warmer season. And then this is the overall area. And around this section is our in-ground space, which we'll be doing a section at a time together. So now I just thought I will show you the other plants that I got gifted from my mum from my birthday. I was thinking about filming a haul, but I didn't get to that. I just kind of got them in the ground. So there was my pineapple. Didn't get that gifted. We planted that together, but it was just very fun because it's starting to really kick up with its growing now. I then pointed out at these dahlia plants. These are new plants, but then I was like, you know what, I'll just jump across and show you so you can really see what the flowers look like. As you can see, the plants themselves are not looking good. They were on clearance. They're looking a bit daggedy, but it is fine because they are a tuberous plant, so they should come back year after year. And to me, $8 for a plant that's kind of on its way out for the season, getting that planted and for that to then come back up is a whole lot cheaper than what the tubers would have cost, just the tubers as is. And I also managed to harvest some of those plants for my 2 bouquets that I've already done. This is a calla lily. It looks beautiful. This was also on the clearance trolley, and it looks all nice and fine. Unfortunately, it's not really surviving. That's the only plant that's kind of struggling at the moment, but it's gorgeous, so hopefully it bounces back. It might be one of those plants as well that does just generally die back in season, so I'm not too sure. This one is now a white gerbera. To be honest, this one was not brought for me. This was the only plant my mum brought for herself, but I just wasn't thinking when I got home and I took all the plants inside with me, and then I noticed I had that one. I'm like, whoopsies, and I don't know, I loved it, so I just decided to plant it. So it's kind of fun. Here is lemongrass. I do have lemongrass seeds. I've been meaning to grow lemongrass, but they just had this on a really good price, and it's so tall, it smells so good, and I cannot wait for it to thicken up so we can use it. I'm just trying to show you like how tall it actually is. It's just a beautiful plant, and the smell as well. Like I just walk out to do my laundry and the sage already smells so good. That's in this area as well. And then with the lemongrass, it's just, and in my other section with the basil, that smells so good. And then here is a protea plant. Now, I've never heard of these plants before. I was looking specifically for a Banksia plant. A Banksia is an Australian native, and I couldn't find them. They're in their catalogue, so I don't know if they just didn't have any in stock at the moment or if they had already sold out. But they had these proteas, and to me that looked very similar to a Banksia, and I fell in love. I just assumed it was an Australian native, so I brought them. Turns out it is a South African native, I believe, but it is a relation to the Banksia plant. So I don't understand how that works, but either way, it's a gorgeous plant, and it's often used in Australian native bouquets because it is a relation to an Australian native plant. Anyway, here is my peach tree. I'm yet to plant this one in the ground, and I was just mainly looking for something that had freestone peach. I definitely wanted freestone. That's just the fruit will come away from the stone, the pit in the middle, a lot easier than a non-freestone fruit would. This is the other protea plant. I put it in my nicer pot. I do need to buff out the marks. I don't know how they get so grubby. But this one was a medium. So they had small, medium, and large size. And this one was a medium. And as you can see, it's already kind of got a little flower bud. I'm so excited for this. And here is a dragon fruit, which I've always show you guys because I'm so excited with how it grows. And I'll put in a photo of earlier in this video. I showed you how it was growing to little bits. That are those 2 little bits now, and this is about a 2-week difference from this very start of this video when we done the blueberry to now. It's growing fantastic. I'm just kind of doing a little mini tour now, not so much just a haul. But here is another plant my mum brought for me for my gift, which is mint. As you can see, it has runners. I'm not too sure if this pot is too small for it because it has runners, but I do know mint is something you definitely do not want to put into a ground. You do want to plant in pots because it will grow like a weed. Here is my Lebanese cucumber. We done this from seed, I think together, or maybe not together. I'm not too sure, to be honest. But we done this from seed right at the start of the spring season last year, and only now it is taking off. I did have 2. One of the plants has died. This one is It took so long. I don't know why. It had taken all spring and all summer, but now it's autumn. It is booming. So yeah, bit of a backwards plant, but I grew it from seed and that was fun and exciting. Here is purple king beans. This one is a volunteer plant. As you can see right here is an older plant. This is why it's volunteer, because I haven't cleaned it up properly, and the seed pods dry out, burst open, drops on the floor. Obviously I'm watering this section for the cucumber, and then it has just produced a whole nother plant that I didn't plant itself. But we are now harvesting some more beans, which is fun. And this is the blueberry that we planted right at the start. I haven't really made note on the height of it. I haven't noticed a difference of it growing, not like the dragon fruit. But I'm sure it is growing. And this is the other sad blueberry that is still not being potted up. I know I have to do this. And this is our daisies. Our daisies is absolutely booming. So like I said, I got into daisies last year. I brought this plant. So she's now a year old. In this heat of the summer, all the flowers died back and it all went to dead buds, which is what I'm showing you right now. And then you also got a lot of fresh new buds. So I need to go through, I have been going through each time I'm out here for a good minute or so, just picking out the dead buds. And here is the last gift that I got from my mum taking me for a little shopping trip, which is another pretty. So this one is either pink or it's red. I can't remember. One of them I put in my nice pot, and the other one is in the landscape in the pond area. And then the medium size, the first one right there, that one was the vanilla, which is beautiful. And here is a trellising little teepee thing I made that did have my cucumbers in that pot. I did keep that.
Alright, so that's going to be all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. It feels so good. I'm so excited how it comes. And yeah, follow along on my journey. But I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!